It is Thursday, December 11th, and a blast of cold and snow is freezing the city this morning with dangerously low temperatures to last for a few days. A jury finds a Beaumont man accused of killing his common-law wife guilty of second-degree murder. He could be facing life in prison.
The process is being abused.
My community is what counts, and if nobody speaks up, then there will be no change.
The Premier says Albertans are weaponizing legislation while constituents say they need to be heard. There are now 21 UCP MLAs facing recall petitions, including Danielle Smith herself. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your Thursday morning, and it is cold out there. The wind is coming through. The snow is out there as well. It's going to be a tough morning for people to get going. Corey's out and about. We're going to check in with him a little bit later, but Kim's taking care of the forecast, at least for now. And Kim, what do we need to know about?
Yeah, well, it's nice and toasty in the studio, which is very, very nice. So bundle up, everybody. Next couple of days, going to be very cold. As of right now, with the wind chill, feeling more like minus 32 out there. Risk of a frostbite. I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Kent.
All right, thank you, Kim. Let's begin with this winter storm that we've been expecting to arrive. It is now here. The frigid wind ushering in a drop in temperatures. The snow is also piling up, a few centimeters hitting the ground, and plows are out now to try to take care of those main commuter routes. The snow mostly tapering off now, but the cold will hang around through the day. With the wind chill, it feels like it is below minus 30. Arctic air will hold pretty steady today. It's not getting significantly warmer, and with the wind, it will continue to feel cold. As Kim mentioned, there is a risk of frostbite today. We are expecting bus cancellations as well. If you see someone in trouble, you can call 211 to get them the help that they need. We'll keep you closely updated on the forecast throughout the morning. Now, a local drama teacher has been charged with child luring and other abusive behavior involving one of his students. Dylan Roseychuk was arrested last week after an investigation by the Internet Child Exploitation Unit, also known as ICE. The 32-year-old taught at Hilwy Hamden School in Northwest Edmonton, which is a kindergarten to grade 9 school. He's charged with child luring, making explicit material available to a child, and making, having, and sharing child sexual abuse materials. Police say the abuse of a female student lasted for about 2 years.
Parents need to be talking to their kids, and if there is anything that stands out, if there is anything that kind of raises the hair on the back of your neck, that those parents should explore that.
The spokesperson for the Edmonton Public School Division says it is aware of the charges, and Roseychuk is not working in any schools or division buildings, adding, quote, to support students and staff, we have activated the division's Critical Incident Support Services team, a group of trained social workers and psychologists who support schools after incidents that affect the school community. A jury has found a Beaumont man guilty of second-degree murder in the death of his common-law wife, Teresa Oberly. Kenneth Skelly is facing a life sentence with a minimum of 10 years behind bars before he's eligible for parole. During closing arguments yesterday, the defense said there was a heated argument in the couple's garage in July of 2023, claiming Oberly was threatening to take Skelly's kids and take settlement money that was coming to him. The jury heard evidence that Skelly walked behind Oberly, grabbed a breaker bar, and hit her once in the back of the head. His lawyer says Skelly acted without thinking, the Crown painting a different picture, saying that Skelly hated Oberly and wanted a life without her. The jury reached its verdict after about 6 hours of deliberations. A date for sentencing has yet to be set. 21 members of the Alberta legislature are now facing recall petitions, including Premier Danielle Smith. Now, the Premier says the legislation is being weaponized and misused.
The process is being abused. All you need to do is have $500, hire a CFO, and write a 100-word reason why you are launching a petition.
My community is what counts, and if nobody speaks up, then there will be no change, and I am not a quiet lady. If I think that something's wrong, I will speak up.
The Recall Danielle Smith petition says the Premier has shown little effort to understand those she was elected to represent. Smith says she's participating in a town hall in the riding this weekend and is happy to receive feedback. Environment Minister Rebecca Schultz and Technology Minister Nate Glubish are the other new MLAs facing recall petitions. The 3 new petitions could mean more work for Elections Alberta, with the possibilities of verifications and by-elections ahead.
So obviously there's some sort of groundswell about the performance of the existing MLAs in the legislature and the how they feel that they're being represented in the legislature by their MLAs.
I think I'm hearing a lot of frustration from Albertans that they're making a mockery of what should be a very important mechanism to address elected officials who genuinely aren't doing their job or who have misbehaved in a certain way, and that doesn't apply to any of my MLAs. They're doing great work.
Organizers for the new recall petitions can begin gathering signatures today. A trio of Alberta ski hills have been designated the province's first all-season resorts. Castle, Fortress, and Nikiska in southern Alberta will get facility upgrades. The All-Season Resorts Act was first introduced last year. The province says converting these resorts to all-season use is estimated to create 24,000 new jobs, also expecting to bring in roughly $4 billion in visitor spending over the next decade. Development is scheduled to begin next year.
We're expecting to also see hiking, mountain biking, zip lining, authentic Indigenous opportunities as well.
10 other potential all-season sites have been identified by the province. The future of those sites depends on the success of these 3 initial locations. A historic night for women's hockey at Rogers Place last night, something Team Canada will try to move on from.
With Johnson Larock, looking for a player, they score! Shelton drives the lane, and Fillier taps it home. It's 1-0 Team Canada.
Despite taking a 1-0 lead to begin the game, the Canadian women were no match for their American opponents. This is Game 3 of the rivalry series. The United States has now won the first 3 games this year, and for the first time ever, Canada gave up 10 goals against the United States. The victory clinches the trophy for the Americans, though the 2 teams will play again here in Edmonton on Saturday. Now, Hockey Alberta is expecting a spike in registrations because of this series coming to town. It says since the last time the women's national hockey team played in Edmonton, nearly 4,000 players have joined. And players from 20 female hockey associations across the province will be here watching the women play.
It's been really cool, be able to watch these girls, all of the girls that we've grown up idolizing.
We hope to see fans in the stands, little girls, little boys come in and cheer us on, and you can see it's a movement. We're all in this together, and we keep pushing it.
Puck drop for Game 4 between these 2 teams is Saturday at 7. Many of the players on the ice here in Edmonton will represent their country at the Olympics in February. Team Canada trying to defend their gold medals from Beijing. However, the ice at the Olympics may be an issue. We've got more on that story coming up in just a few minutes. And ice likely an issue on the roads and the sidewalks this morning, Kim. That snow blowing in, and it is bitterly cold out there.
I know. How's your commute coming in?
It was slippery. Certainly, certain exits on the Henday for sure, but the trucks were out there as well.
Definitely. Yeah, I was on the Yellowhead, and it was a bit dicey this morning. It's mostly because of the wind bringing in that snow. So visibility, that's going to be an issue this morning. We're going to keep a close eye on your commute. So our average for this time is -4. We are well below average of -22. That is our high for today. Last year we were at -8, record at 9 at 2005. That would probably feel nice around this time. Typically, we'd see these temperatures during the January deep freeze, which kind of feels like a shock that we're getting it right now. -23 right now, but with that wind chill feeling more like -33, even colder towards the Edmonton International Airport, feeling like -34. So if you're headed down the QE2, just be aware. You want to make sure that you pack everything that you need to, just in case something happens on the highway. You never know. The snow should be done right around this time, but the cold will continue over the next 48 hours. Minus 24 around 9 o'clock, lunchtime minus 23, and we'll be at our high around 3 p.m. at minus 22. But again, with that wind chill, still feeling like minus 31, so bundle up. Next couple of days looks like this. It doesn't look like until Saturday where it lets up a little bit. Minus 14 will be the high for Saturday. No flurries in the forecast, but for tomorrow, 40% chance we'll get some snow. It is that festive time again, and we're celebrating with our Holiday Cheer House of the Year contest. Just send us a picture of your outdoor holiday display, and you could win $500 cash. Enter at ctvedmonton.ca or follow the QR code on the screen. Happy holidays, everybody, and thank you to Christopher Reinhardt for sending his display in. He lives in Camrose, and I don't know if you can see on your screen, Kent, but if you take a look at the window on top, a deep cut for Home Alone fans, if you see that Michael Jordan cut up in the window. Very nice. The cool thing about Christopher's property is he invites people to come into his backyard and take a stroll around and look at all of the amazing lit up displays he has throughout his backyard. And he actually shovels a pathway.
Cool.
You can see right there so that you can enjoy. So he lives in Camrose. You can text us at 10400 for the exact address. But Christopher, thank you so much for your entry. It is lovely.
That is fun. And sharing it with everybody, too. That's what it's all about. Good work there. Well, if you were hoping to put in an offer on the time machine for sale that we showed you yesterday, you're going to have to go back in time to find a way.
The whole purpose of this machine was to simulate what it might be like to be in a time machine.
Pat Gooley, the man who built the simulator, says he sold it to a family just north of Sangudo. Gooley says the buyer was excited to use it for his kids and plans to add to it. The original owner says he's a little sad that he has to let go of his creation, but he's happy to have more space in his workshop for something else. Oh, I had my eye on that. Good pickup for whoever bought that. Let's take a look at the roads. As Kim mentioned, it is slick and slippery out there. Snow has arrived. The crews are out there, but just give yourself extra time as a blanket rule today. White Mud Drive at 111th Street, eastbound single lane closure for pump station inspection until tomorrow. 114th Street at 72nd Avenue, northbound down to a single lane for drainage repairs until the 19th. And 111th Street, 19th Ave to 12th, southbound single lane closure for water line installation for the next week or so. It's going to be slower out there this morning given the conditions, so be prepared as you head out the door. And still ahead, intense rain and rising water triggering flood and rock slides in the Fraser Valley of BC. Thousands of people on alert. Plus, why tourists heading to the United States may soon have to show their social media history to border security.
Let's take a look at Edmonton's gas prices before we head into commercial break here. Average cost around town, $1.15 per liter, but that lowest gas price you can see, oh, that's super cheap. That's just under $1 per liter. You can find that price as of right now for this morning at the Domo on Princess Elizabeth Avenue.
Gas prices brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Torrential rains in BC's Fraser Valley have triggered a local state of emergency. Flooding and rock slides have cut off the lower mainland from the interior as a series of atmospheric rivers drench the province.
We really get anxious, nervous when we start to see the water levels rise. It's definitely concerning.
Landslides are the concern. The Fraser Valley Regional District ordering people living in 8 properties to leave. Another dozen are on alert. In Abbotsford, nearly 1,000 people are under an evacuation alert as the Nooksack River peaks. The River Forecast Center is expecting water levels to stay below the catastrophic 2021 flood. Flooding has prompted Washington's governor to declare a statewide emergency in the United States. Rivers are expected to hit historic levels there this morning, and 100,000 people could soon face evacuation orders.
The most common cause of death during a flooding event is people who try to drive through water on roads, and we have had to do a number of car rescues.
Near Hope, BC, a rock slide shut down part of Highway 7 between the communities of Kent and Hope. The Coquihalla Highway is also closed in both directions between Hope and Merritt because of flooding. The United States point person on trade talks is floating the idea of breaking up CUSMA.
Our economic relationship with Canada is very, very different than our economic relationship with Mexico. My sense going forward is we're already talking to them separately.
U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer says he has not been in the same room with both Canada and Mexico to talk trade this year. He adds the Trump administration is keeping all options open as CUSMA comes up for renewal next year. This includes separate deals with Canada and Mexico. And some travelers may soon be required to provide their social media handles when trying to get into the United States. The Trump administration has been increasing its monitoring of international travelers. Now, Customs and Border Protection is considering collecting 5 years of social media data from certain people. It would apply to visitors from about 40 countries, most of them European and Asian. They're currently able to travel to the U.S. for tourism or business without visas for 3 months. U.S. Customs could also request a list of telephone numbers that a person has used for the past 5 years or email addresses used over the past decade. They could also ask for extensive information from the applicant's family members. The public now has 60 days to comment on the proposed changes before they could come into effect. And the NHL says it will not compromise player safety to play in next year's Winter Olympics.
The ice isn't ready and it's not safe, then we're not going. I mean, I think that's pretty self-evident.
Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly and NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman giving an update on construction for the Olympic rink. Bettman called the slow pace of work disappointing. The NHL has ice experts in Milan right now. Testing starts at the secondary rink and training facility as well. The main rink is not expected to be ready until late this month or early in February. The women's tournament starts February 5th. It's time for us to take a break. We'll be right back.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
6:22 on your morning. It is a cold throwback Thursday. Ooh, yeah, that wind chill, it's going to bite. We'll have a risk of a frostbite today and tomorrow as well. Look at these temperatures throughout the province. -23 in Edmonton as of right now, even colder as Slave Lake, -27. Surprisingly, though, the mountain parts, the warmest part of the province, at the freezing mark for Banff, -18 in Jasper. But the rest of the province looking very chilly. But look, when I switch it over to the wind chill values, -37 in Slave Lake, so very, very cold. -33 in Edmonton. Let's take a look at your school day forecast brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Stronger schools equals a stronger Alberta. So make sure when you dress up your kids for school today, you don't want to leave any skin exposed because there is a risk of a frostbite because of the very cool wind chill. So as we go throughout the day, I mean, these temperatures really don't change much. It'll feel the same, just cold. 3:30 when they come home from school, -22, but feeling more like -31 with the wind chill. Now, as of the snow, it's petering out right now. Around 6 o'clock, it was kind of just making its way throughout the Edmonton region and now moving towards the south-southwest. So Ponoka and Red Deer still seeing some snow come down. Over the next 48 hours, -22 for Friday, a 40% chance of flurries for tomorrow, and then a wind chill of -34 in the morning.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. We are taking a trip to Utah for this one. It is the Panthers and Mammoth. Nick Schmaltz leads the 2-on-1, finds Clayton Keller, robbed by the glove of Sergei Bobrovsky. Keller eyeing the open net, but Bobrovsky finds a way to get in front of the shot and makes an incredible save. That right there, definitely worthy of your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we're kicking off Week 15 in the NFL. You got an NFC South battle between the Falcons and Bucks. Coverage beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a tremendous Thursday.
TSN Must-See Moment, brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Back by popular demand. I heard this did really well last Thursday.
Yeah, it was so hard.
I know.
so hard.
I was throwing you off with the clues there. It's the Sears Wish Book game. So I'm going to show you some pages of a catalog, and you have to guess the year. Are you ready this week?
I guess.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you the cover.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, it's a nice, wholesome holiday scene. Dad's bringing in the tree to decorate. So it's not real people. They're still using like an animated cartoon. Let's flip the page to ladies' fashion. Oh, yeah. High-waisted pants and thin belts were in. High-waisted pants back in style over the last decade. So, you know, fashion has a way of coming full circle. And then these guys. These guys are styling, looking like the cast of Dallas, which was dominating Saturday nights at the time. Okay? Now, this might be my favorite page. The old series Mary Mushroom collection. It still has my heart. Vintage resellers are posting these for a pretty penny these days. I've gone to a couple of vintage markets in town, and these are very popular still. Yeah, very cool. Take a look at these cozy adult-sized quilt wraps. Don't they look cozy, kids?
Need one of those today.
I was just about to say I would love to snuggle up in that. And then you can strap on these groovy skates and head on over to the roller rink. And finally, what to buy for the kids? Oh, they can practice ventriloquism with a Simon Says or even Miss Piggy. By the way, I know, they're terrifying. By the way, Miss Piggy and the rest of the cast of the Muppets made their big screen debut on this year.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't provide that many clues for this time because I think the pictures, they kind of speak for themselves.
Sure.
You can tell by the clothes. You can tell by the decor that I used.
I feel like I'm circling it.
You kind of know which era, which decade. Do you know what year this catalog is from? You know the drill. Text 10400. If you get it right, you'll hear from us. If not, try again. Just put in as many answers as you possibly can. But try to do it in one. It's really fun. Do you think you got it?
I feel like I'm closer than last week. Last week was tough.
Yeah, that
But I'm just picturing those dummies hanging in people's attics for decades.
I know, right? The Simon Says doll was a very popular toy back in the day. Yeah, very cool. I got some clues in there. Hopefully you get it. Text us at 10400. We're back after the break.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on the nose. You're on time. You're in the right place. Thanks so much for joining us as we start things off on a frigid Thursday morning. Being on time is going to be tricky today, Kim, because it's just going to be a bit of a grind getting the wheels in motion today. It is so cold out there.
It is so cold, so traffic may be concerned this morning. A risk of frostbite as well. These are how cold the temperature is. Minus 32 with the wind chill. I'll have your details coming up in just a few minutes. Kent, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kim. Nearly 24 MLAs are now subject to a recall petition in this province, including the Premier herself. CTV's Nairman Issa joins us live with more on this morning. So, Nairman, what is Danielle Smith saying about a recall petition targeting herself?
Well, again, Danielle Smith says that she stands by her record as MLA for Brooks Medicine Hat. She also reiterated the process of recalling may be too easy for people, saying it is undermining the democratic process.
What it indicates is that the process is being abused. We've been watching this, thinking that this is not how it was intended.
The Premier is defending her track record after a woman living in the riding launched a recall petition against her last week. She says she's proud to represent her constituents in the legislature and that she regularly makes herself available to meet with them, as well as hosting town halls across her riding. Now, in total, 20 UCP MLAs and 1 NDP MLA are facing recall petitions. When asked if the province would consider changing the legislation on the petition recalls, she said that's currently not in the works. However,
as I said, we are watching it with great interest to see if the rules are being followed. There's some indications that they're not being followed, and we'll have to make a determination once we see how they play out.
Organizers for the recall petitions have 90 days to gather signatures. For the premiers, the constituent can start gathering signatures today. Now, recall petitions are also approved for Nate Glubish and Rebecca Schultz. In the next half hour, we will hear from the person behind the recall petition for the premier. Kent.
Okay, Nerman, thank you. And developing this morning, firefighters are trying to tackle a house fire in North Edmonton. The bungalow is on 111th Street and 135th Avenue in the Rossland neighborhood. When our cameras arrived, smoke was visible and the home appeared to be encased in ice from all the water poured on the property. Firefighters responding around 4:30 this morning, dealing with the flames and the frigid temperatures. As we learn more about this firefight, we will bring it to you here on Your Morning. Edmonton police are looking for an inmate who escaped from a minimum security facility. Correctional Services Canada says Charmaine Louis Cryer was missing Tuesday afternoon during the count at the Buffalo Safe Wellness House. Louis Cryer is serving time for kidnapping, forcible confinement, and assault. A warrant for her arrest has been issued. A 34-year-old Leduc man has been charged with assault of a peace officer after RCMP say he intentionally rammed an officer's SUV. RCMP releasing this video showing a pickup truck turning onto 50th Street in Leduc. Moments later, the truck ends up in the ditch with the RCMP cruiser. Mounties say the driver tried to run, but the officer managed to arrest him. RCMP say in the past 2 years, assaults on police have increased by 23% in Alberta. The mother of a trans adult says the passing of Bill 9 and use of the notwithstanding clause is a massive overreach.
My heart just drops for people who are going through this now, because when you're a parent who is seeking medical help for your child, you're going to go to the ends of the earth to find it. And there's just a very small category of transgender or non-binary youth in the whole province.
Early Wednesday morning, the UCP government passed Bill 9. It confirms the government's intention to use the notwithstanding clause to protect 3 laws affecting transgender people. Those laws control names and pronouns in school, ban transgender girls from participating in amateur female sports, and restricting gender reassignment and puberty blocker use for people under 16. This is the 4th time the provincial government has used the notwithstanding clause this session. It will override sections of the charter for up to 5 years. Well, the rising cost of living is adding to stress to the lives of Albertans, and a new study says that stress is following them to work. This recent survey was conducted in partnership between Money Mentors and Angus Reid. It shows nearly 60% of Albertans have had money problems affect their job performance in the past year. Money Mentors says more Albertans than ever are in crisis scenarios.
We just see people they're just more stressed about things and have less ability to pay because the cost of living is so high.
A lot of times there is a lot of guilt and shame and a lot of emotion around money, having enough or not having enough. And so it can be a real, a hindrance to people asking for help.
Psychologist Gans Ferens says the stigma surrounding financial trouble is a barrier for many who need help, and putting those feelings aside is key to turning things around. All right, let's bring Kim back in for a look at the forecast. It's important to know the details here today because it is dangerously cold out there.
Absolutely, yeah. Risk of frostbite because of the wind chill. We're sitting at -32, -34, even colder around the province at -36 with that wind chill. So our average for today is -4. We are well below that at -22 for today. So like I said, it's -23, but it feels more like -33. And so that temperature keeps dropping as we move throughout the morning. Even cooler towards the Edmonton International Airport at -34. This is dangerously cold. So if you are traveling along the QE2, if you're headed out onto the highways, make sure you're packed with you're equipped, especially with a blanket. You never know what happens on the roads out there. -24 by the time 9 o'clock rolls around, -23 around lunchtime. But it's really the wind chill values that we're looking at. That's the big story this morning, because if you have any exposed skin, there is risk of frostbite. Now for the snow, we had the snow was coming down in the early morning hours, but now it's kind of petering off to the southwest. Areas around Ponoka and Red Deer still seeing a bit of snow, but as of right now, it's just the wind chill, the values that are affecting us this morning. As we work our way into the weekend, it gets better. -14 for Saturday, -10 for Sunday, and for the start of the work week, just -3 for Monday. It does get cold again, but not as cold as we're seeing over the next 48 hours.
All right, thank you, Kim. We're also keeping a very close eye on your commute. Dangerous conditions out there, so give yourself extra time to get where you need to go. It's also pretty slippery out there. Also, you need to know about 83rd Avenue, 101 Street to 100. Eastbound closure for drainage work today only. 128 Avenue, 97th Street to 101 Street. Eastbound closure for utility work until tomorrow. And 96th Street, 79 to 80th Avenue, northbound closed for drainage repairs until the end of the weekend. Kim?
All right, thank you very much, Kent. Well, coming up, we begin the second round of our holiday song bracket. Though choices are ahead, some classics will have to go. Have your say on the text line. Plus, what is the worst song to run to? We put some of them up to the test. Our sidebar stories are coming up next. Also, with the Winter Olympics around the corner, Elvis Stoico joins us with his outlook on what to expect and how you can see some of that talent on the ice right here in our city. That's coming up after 7 o'clock. Stick with us.
Wake up with Your Morning Edmonton. Brought to you by CIR Realty. Making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta. Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
So our holiday head-to-head continues today. We enter round 2 of our bracket. So the final 8. Before we get to the matchup, though, let's check out yesterday. We had Feliz Navidad up against the most wonderful time of the year. Now, Corey tried to make this a me against him.
Okay, what did he vote for?
The loser.
That's why he's on location today.
Feliz Navidad wins by just 20 votes. So it was a close one.
Okay.
It was a close one. However, the autocorrect, we're getting a lot of Felix coming through the filter.
Interesting.
So I think it was a wider margin, but not by much. So it was close out there. Once again, a reminder, all votes count.
That's right. Feliz Navidad is a good one.
Yeah,
I'm really happy that came through.
Yeah.
So here is a look at what our matchup is for today. We have some good ones. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. Amazing. And Sleigh Ride. So both jaunty little tunes. Now, we did talk about Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree before, and its singer Brenda Lee. She was just 13 years old at the time. Incredible. It's very surprising. We haven't talked about Johnny Marks, though, who wrote the song. This guy's just a legend. He'd already written Holly Jolly Christmas and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He actually wrote all the music for that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So we'll talk more about Sleigh Ride later, but what do you think? Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree or Sleigh Ride?
My initial thought is Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah.
But Sleigh Ride took out Mariah Carey in the first round.
But I think because of the hate for Mariah Carey, that's why.
Yeah,
That's why. You're just sick and tired of hearing it when you're shopping. Like, enough, Mimi, enough. I'm going for Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. It is one of my favorite songs. And mostly nostalgic because of that part in Home Alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. When he's trying to make the wet bandits believe that there's a party happening inside
with the Michael Jordan, like we showed you earlier.
Totally. So text Rockin' to 10400 or
Sleigh to 10400 if you'd like Sleigh Ride. I feel like it's the underdog that could upset another big heavyweight. If you have your say on the text line, fun stuff. Do it now. Now, I have a little more music for you. It can be very motivational during the workout.
Sure.
But if you don't pick the tunes, they could stop you in your tracks. So this is a guy named John who asked his followers online to send him the worst songs to add to his playlist for his Thanksgiving Day race, obviously in the U.S. No disappointments here. We got Sarah McLachlan, R.E.M., Enya.
Oh, that would be a snooze fest for sure.
Songs, but you really got to grind through whatever this is, 10K or marathon or whatever.
Yeah. Sarah McLachlan, I mean, like, she is the queen of slow.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
A little friendly competition can be good, especially when it keeps you at the top of your game, especially some siblings. They're always trying to one-up each other. The sister started things off with a fabulous flip from the couch. Little bro knew he couldn't beat that, so he improvised. He threw in some ninja kicks and dance moves after his jump. Judges ruled Big Sis won that round.
Yeah, I suppose so. A little
but
more.
Style points goes to little bro with the DMX kicking in too.
Well, here's a prank that's just frankly a little trashy. Here's why this is the perfect prank. Because the look on the dad's face as the mom walks right past the trash that's just set out is like, oh yeah, again, it's gonna be me taking this out. That's the perfect setup because he's already like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. Wait, the daughter flipping off the ones from her feet too. Great move. She's like, I can't have my toes peeking out from this.
Of course,
can't
don't
give it away. That's a good one.
Perfect prank.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 from the judges on this side. It's time for us to take a break. We'll be right back.
I mean, with the warm temperatures, you may want to go to the mountains because they are warmest out of the entire province. Banff sitting at the freezing mark, -18 in Jasper only. As for Snow Valley, the base still is consistent at 60 centimeters, 107 centimeters over at Lake Louise Ski Resort. So, I mean, it's a perfect weekend to go out and ski because a lot of these bases look pretty good. And as I mentioned, the mountain parks, at least with temperatures with no frostbite warnings. 126 centimeters in Sunshine Village and 64 centimeters in Nikiska.
Snow Report brought to you by Snow Valley Ski Club. Now open for the season.
For over 50 years, Win House has been a beacon of safety and support, providing a refuge for women, non-binary individuals, and children seeking escape from dangerous situations. Leslie Allen, Chief Executive Officer, is here with more about the organization and how we can support it. Good morning, Leslie. So good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
So how much of an issue is gender-based violence right now at this time?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is a big issue. So, according to police statistics, over the last 5 years, domestic violence has gone up about 10%, domestic violence calls. And the statistics from the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters is really supporting that. They've seen an increase in the number of calls that are coming into shelters. But not only that, it's also the severity of the issues that women are dealing with a lot more strangulation and sexual assault being reported. Added into all of that, we know that about 70% of domestic violence incidents do not get reported at all. And in a recent survey of women between the ages of 16 and 50, 43% of them were saying that they have experienced some type of gender-based violence. So really, here in Edmonton, I would say that this is one of the biggest public health and public safety issues that we have.
So if somebody is in a situation like this, or if you know somebody who is going through this, how can they contact Win House safely?
Yeah, so, the best thing to do is call our helpline, and the number is 479-0058. And you can also find that number on our website at www.winhouse.org.
Now, what can we do to support Win House?
Yeah, the best way is through general donations. It really helps us do the programming that we need. We depend about 30% on the community for our budget, to meet our budgetary needs. And that's to provide the programs that women need to actually be able to move on. So things like counseling, nursing services, legal and housing navigation, and then some healing type programs like therapeutic yoga, equine therapy. So, we're able to offer these programs, and it really helps women move on to the next chapter in their lives.
So how will donations from this holiday season be used?
Yeah, so it'll be going towards that. It's also at this particular time of the year, we always want to make sure that we have a really good Christmas. Christmas for the women and children who are in shelter. So, donations also go towards having a big dinner, making sure that there's gifts under the tree for all the kids, and something special for Mom
For sure.
Christmas.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where, it's a holiday, but you also want to make it seem like it's normal, like this is something that you celebrate every year and that's continued, right?
Yeah, and it's absolutely heartwarming when you hear children say, "Oh, this was one of the best Christmases I've ever had."
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Leslie, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Drive safe.
Thanks.
If you'd like more information, visit winhouse.org.
Programming brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. School Day Forecast is brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
We're coming up on 7 o'clock. It's your morning, and unfortunately, we have a few collisions to report. We'll do that just after 7 o'clock here, but the roads are pretty bad. We have a collision on the QE2 now, one on the White Mud, and one pardon me, near Terwilliger Drive. So let's take a look at these temperatures. Let's go back here. Minus 23 in Edmonton, but that's without the wind chill. Even colder towards Slave Lake at minus 27. Surprisingly, the mountain parks, they are the warmest out of all the temperatures across the province. Minus 18 in Jasper, even warmer at the freezing mark in Banff right now at 0. So minus 3 with that wind chill in Banff, minus 26 in Jasper. So still feeling very chilly in those areas, but not like what we're seeing here. Fort Chipewyan, minus 41. So if you have exposed skin, you want to be careful because there's a risk of frostbite with those kind of temperatures. Here's a look at your school day forecast brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Stronger schools equals a stronger Alberta. When you dress up the kids, really bundle them up. Again, don't leave any skin exposed, especially if they have to walk to and from the bus stops. Minus 22 by the time they're coming home. So that snow, it has trickled off. It was snowing way before 6 o'clock, and now it's done, moving off to the south and southwest. Towards the weekend, that's when it gets a bit warmer. Minus 14 on Saturday, minus 10 on Sunday. It's December 11th, and we have these milestones to share. Wishing Tina a happy 54th birthday. Love from your husband. Oh, she's a big fan of the morning show and watches
Tina,
it every
we love
day.
it.
Tina.
And a big one to Asher as well, turning 7. Happy birthday, love, Dad, Mom, and Scotland.
And a happy 7th birthday goes out to AJ from Yada Rose, Mom and Grandma. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more milestones coming up in the next hour.
Submit your milestone at ctvedmonton.ca under Your Morning. You could win a $100 gift card to Coolman's Greenhouse, which we draw for every week.
All right, are you ready to solve a mystery?
I am.
Clue number 1, it was originally written as a breezy orchestral song by Leroy Anderson.
A breezy song.
First recorded by the Boston Pops in 1949. And in 1950, it was given lyrics that do not mention Christmas. The Ronettes' 1963 version popularized this.
Is it part of our song bracket?
Yeah.
The Sleigh Ride?
Sleigh Ride. It is Sleigh Ride. Lucky
is,
underdog
yeah.
in the bracket today.
Surprising that it doesn't mention Christmas because it sounds like the most Christmassy song.
It's got that rush of like holiday shopping to it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that thing. You get it. It's been covered by countless artists, as all Christmas songs have, including the Osmonds, the Carpenters, Neil Diamond, Miley Cyrus.
Oh, haven't heard that version.
Me neither. Yeah. I'd give that a spin.
Why not?
So if you'd like to, text for it at 10400. The news you need to start your day begins right now here on Thursday, December 11th. And a blast of cold and snow is freezing the city this morning. Dangerously low temperatures expected to last for a few days. A jury finds a Beaumont man accused of killing his common-law wife guilty of second-degree murder, and he could be facing life in prison.
The process is being abused.
My community is what counts, and if nobody speaks up, then there will be no change.
Premier says Albertans are weaponizing legislation while constituents say they need to be heard. There are now 21 UCP MLAs facing recall petitions, including Danielle Smith herself. Your morning starts right now. Just after 7 o'clock here on your Thursday morning, we begin with the winter storm that we've been expecting to arrive coming through this morning. A frigid wind is ushering in a drop in temperatures and snow is piling up. A few centimeters hitting the ground and plows are now out. The snow mostly tapering off as we approach the daylight hours today, but the cold will hang around. With the wind chill, it feels like it is below -30 right now. Arctic air will hold pretty steady today. It is not getting significantly warmer. There is a frostbite risk today. We're expecting bus cancellations as well. If you see someone in trouble, you can call 211 to get them the help that they need. Corey is live with the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. A local drama teacher has been charged with child luring and other abusive behavior involving one of his students. Dylan Roseychuk was arrested last week after an investigation by the Internet Child Exploitation Unit, also known as ICE. The 32-year-old taught at Hillwee Hamden School in Northwest Edmonton. It's a kindergarten to grade 9 school. He's charged with child luring, making explicit material available to children, and making, having, and sharing child sexual abuse material. Police say the abuse of a female student lasted for about 2 years.
Parents need to be talking to their kids, and if there is anything that stands out, if there is anything that kind of raises a hair on the back of your neck, that those parents should explore that.
A spokesperson for the Edmonton Public School Division says it's aware of the charges and Roseychuk is not working in any schools or division buildings. Adding to support students and staff, we have activated the division's Critical Incident Support Services team, which is a group of trained social workers and psychologists who support schools after incidents that affect the school community. A jury has found a Beaumont man guilty of second-degree murder in the death of his common-law wife, Teresa Oberle. Kenneth Skelly is facing a life sentence with a minimum of 10 years behind bars before he's eligible for parole. During closing arguments, the defense said that there was a heated argument in the couple's garage in July of 2023, claiming Oberle was threatening to take Skelly's kids and take settlement money that was coming to him. The jury heard evidence that Skelly walked behind Oberle, grabbed the breaker bar, and hit her once in the back of the head. His lawyer says Skelly acted without thinking. The Crown painting a different picture, saying that Skelly hated Oberle and wanted a life without her. The jury reached its verdict after roughly 6 hours of deliberation. A date for sentencing has yet to be set. The Albertan behind Danielle Smith's recall petition says she's just trying to get some accountability out of the Premier's office. Danielle Smith, the latest in a slew of UCP MLAs on the recall petition list. CTV's Nerman Issa joins us live with the latest on this morning. So, Nerman, what's the biggest motivation behind this woman from Medicine Hat's move?
Well, Kent, Heather Vansnick says she was tired of the Premier not being a member of the community. She believes many people in the riding are struggling with the high cost of living and that the Premier is not there to listen and help.
The office is never open when I walk by, and I'm hearing other people complain that they can't get a hold of her. She doesn't live in our riding. She doesn't make an effort to reach out to the experts that we have that live there.
Danielle Smith is now one of 20 UCP MLAs on the recall petition list. There is one NDP MLA as well. The Premier is defending her record, saying she regularly makes herself available to meet with constituents and routinely hosts town halls across her riding. She believes the recall petitions are being abused.
I'm hearing a lot of frustration from Albertans that they're making a mockery of what should be a very important mechanism to address elected officials who genuinely aren't doing their job or who have misbehaved in a certain way. And that doesn't apply to any of my MLAs. They're doing great work.
I've obviously started something here. And no matter what happens, our community is already winning. They already are coming together. They're already building a sense of hope within each other.
Now, Heather Vansnick has 90 days to collect just over 12,000 signatures in her riding for this to go to the next steps. That is 60% of the votes that were cast in the recent election. Kent.
Okay. Nerman, thank you. The UCP government is spending $400 million to build 1,500 new continuing care spaces in what it calls shovel-ready projects. The province says it will spend billions more over the next decade to build tens of thousands of these continuing care spaces. Premier Daniel Smith says this will help to ease the pressure on Alberta hospitals.
As we roll through this process over the next couple of months, the department and Assisted Living Alberta will come out early in the new year with a more detailed breakdown of a long-term 10-year capital plan that actually indicates which communities are going to need which units over the next several years.
The Assisted Living Minister says Calgary and Edmonton will be prioritized first. The province did not say where the health professionals to staff these new spaces will come from. All right, let's bring in Corey now for a further look at the forecast. Out and about this morning, and being out and about is risky today, Corey, because of how cold it is.
Yeah, if you want to get out and about today, limit your time outside for sure. And if you are going to be doing any driving, make sure you are prepared in case you stall or you have to stop for an accident or anything like that. The conditions very, very cold. Today, as we take a look at our almanac, we aren't looking to warm up a whole lot. We might gain another degree back, -22 for a high for today. Average seasonal high is -4, so well below that. Temperature right now, as we take a look at our current, we are at -23. The wind, a little bit of a breeze, making it feel a lot colder. The wind chill value feeling like -33 right now. At the airport, -34 is the wind chill value there. So with a little bit of a light wind, making it feel quite a bit colder. And that'll be the case as we go throughout the day today. Breezy, we might lose a degree and then might gain 1 or 2 back, about -22, -23 for a high for today, but it'll feel colder than -30. So with that said, 5 to 10 minutes, you can get frostbite, exposed skin. So you want to make sure you're addressed for the conditions. Tomorrow morning, -27, the wind chill value -34 tomorrow morning, then -22 for a high, a slight chance of flurries, and a high of -30. Saturday, a little bit of a recovery, -14. Sunday, warmer. Those details next time we chat weather. Ken.
All right.
Kim.
Thank you very much, Corey. Well, staff at a community services hub have found putting together puzzles is helping to break down barriers. The walls of the Mustard Seeds Community Center in Old Strathcona are covered with 49 jigsaw puzzles. For the past 2 years, people struggling with addiction, homelessness, and hunger have been stopping by and piecing the puzzles together. Staff say they find it's easier to have those tough conversations when people are enjoying a snack and working on a fun project.
When you have a conversation with someone nose to nose, it's a little more formal. But when you're side to side working on puzzles, folks are able to chat and communicate and find out what their needs are and how we can help.
All the puzzles were donated by different church groups around Edmonton. It's that festive time again, and we're celebrating with our Holiday Cheer House of the Year contest. Just send us a picture of your outdoor holiday display, and you could win $500 cash. Enter at ctvedmonton.ca, or you can follow the QR code on the screen. And a huge shout out to Christopher Reinhardt in Camrose, who has this wonderful display. You see the Michael Jordan cutout in the window, which is a deep cut for any Home Alone fans. You know the part I'm talking about. What's really cool about Christopher's display in Camrose is that he invites people to come through that giant ornament walkthrough, and you can go through his backyard. He actually shoveled a pathway for you to go enjoy, so you can get up close and take all those photos. Amazing. Christopher, thank you so much. If you want Christopher's exact address, you can text us at 10400. Let's bring Kent in, because, you know, for the first 45 minutes of the show, we're doing all right. We knew that the conditions were dicey on the roads, and then once 6:45 kind of came in, it was like boom, boom, boom. A bunch of crashes just happened on the roads out there.
And it's cold out there, it's snowy, it's slippery, and we're seeing the results of that. Let's get to these crashes. These are the ones on the board that we can show you right now. There are others. Southbound QE2 after Ellerslie Road, starting to see volume building up as a result of this crash. Now, there's also a crash eastbound White Mud Drive before Canal Bridge, backing things up to 149th Street. That's already a section of the city with the White Mud into Williger Drive approaching that way. That backs up anyway because of the road work. And southbound Henday off-ramp to Terwilliger Drive, minor delays as a result so far, but that is another busy section of the city. There's also a crash eastbound Yellowhead Trail near St. Albert. These things are coming pretty quick at this point as we just begin rush hour, so it is a tough commute already. Heads up on that as you head out the door, but we'll keep you updated on the rest of the drive throughout the morning. Well, Treaty 8 First Nations of Alberta are taking to Parliament Hill today to oppose the recently announced pipeline memorandum of understanding signed between Canada and Alberta. CTV National News reporter Jeremy Sharon joins us from Ottawa with more on this. So what are we expecting out of today, Jeremy?
Yeah, Kent, look, this is interesting. We've talked a lot since this memorandum of understanding was signed about opposition from First Nations groups, but specifically in BC, that has been the focus of opposition, at least, talk when it comes to this memorandum of understanding. This morning, we'll hear from, as you've touched on, Treaty 8 of Alberta First Nations that are also opposed to this project. They are here to highlight, as per their press release, their objection to the recently announced MOU, as well as to talk about the ongoing lack of meaningful engagement and consultation with Treaty 8 First Nations. And so, you know, we'll learn a lot more this morning at 10 o'clock, which is when the press conference is going to happen, about specifically what it is they oppose here, whether they oppose the MOU as a whole, the pipeline project, potential pipeline project as a whole, or if their concerns are more around lack of consultation, lack of collaboration with First Nations for some of these projects. But it is interesting, Kent, to see that this is yet again another hurdle that this government and the Alberta government is going to face in trying to move forward with a potential pipeline project. Not just opposition in BC from First Nations, opposition in BC from the government. That is all, you know, those are all things that we expected and knew about, but also opposition from First Nations groups in their own province when it comes to Alberta Premier Danielle Smith. So this is going to be a challenge once again for the potential of moving forward with this project, but it'll be interesting to hear more this morning from First Nations groups in Alberta that also, you know, oppose parts of this project at least.
Yeah, and certainly as we hear more from them, we'll bring it to our viewers here on Your Morning. Jeremy, thank you.
Anytime.
Well, still ahead, oil prices are fluctuating this morning after the United States seizes an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. We'll have the latest after the break.
Let's take a look at Edmonton's gas prices on this very cold Thursday morning. Average cost around town is $1.15 per liter, but you can find very cheap gas prices at a variety of spots, but mostly at the Domo on Princess Elizabeth Avenue, reporting just under $1 per liter on this Thursday morning.
Gas prices brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Wake up with Your Morning Edmonton. Brought to you by CIR Realty. Making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
Well, Canada's best are preparing to show off and push for the podium at the upcoming Winter Olympics. Some of the fiercest battles are on the ice, and this morning we welcome one of the country's all-time best, two-time Olympic silver medalist, Elvis Stojko, is here to talk about that competition and those skaters coming to Edmonton. Elvis, thanks so much for joining us. Who are you watching for this year in figure skating as we enter an Olympic year?
Well, we're watching the team. We're still waiting to see at Nationals who's coming in, but of course, Piper and Paul are at the forefront with Deanna and Max as well. Deanna Max, our pair team that won Worlds a couple of years ago, and Piper and Paul have been on the podium a number of years now, and they have a shot at getting a medal. We don't know what color, but it's going to be very, very exciting. So on tour in the spring, it's a great chance for everybody to come out and see the Olympians. I know now I'm getting the feeling, too, of Olympics leading in right now. Everyone's so focused, you know, the countdown to it, and you know, it's a really, really exciting time.
It's a competition that I think captures Canadians' eyes and hearts every time it rolls around at the Olympics. How much has the sport evolved since you were in that Olympic spotlight?
Oh my gosh, the skaters now are like incredible. I mean, back when I was competing, my last Olympics in 2002, I did 2 quads. Now I think Elian Malinin from the States is like doing 6, 7 quads, doing quad axle. It's you know, I kind of created a crazy thing with the quads, but you know, it just evolves, and just like in any sport, higher, faster, stronger, and it's exciting to watch. And you know, I'm blessed that I'm still able to do it at my age and still perform and be out there, and people still remember, and I get to skate with some of these amazing skaters, and they inspire me to this day, and it's a huge, amazing pleasure.
Still remember? How could we forget you, Elvis Stojko? There's no way. Now let's talk about the Stars on Ice coming to Edmonton. So a lot of these Olympic talented professionals are coming with you. What's that been like to sort of share that ice with them?
Yeah, the last couple of years I've got to, Piper and Paul I've known for a long time, and Deanna Max, I had been on tour with them a couple of years ago, and Kurt, now in the position of being director and being my boss, it's been exciting to share the ice with these skaters, and again, it's the inspiration, it's the youth, it's that next generation, and I've, even with Kurt, we've been around for so long, and very blessed and fortunate that our bodies can still do it. It's not an easy thing, and just to be out there and be inspired by them and that next generation, and I'm, like I said, it's this inspiration of seeing where the sport's going and that evolution of it all, and I absolutely love that in any sport, seeing the next steps and what the next generation can do.
And what motivates you every morning to get up and train, to be out there on the ice still?
Honestly, it's the joy of the sport, but also for things that I love doing as well. Because I'm now really focused on my car racing, so I use that as a focus. Once a competitor, always a competitor. I was racing in Circuit of the Americas back in early November with the prototype car. I'm the ambassador for Revolution race cars out of the UK, so I'm the ambassador for Canada, and be focused on the racing. And for me, my skating fills me with inspiration for racing, because it brings me back to the time of competition. Getting ready for the races, and all of the mental prep is very much the same. And I feel at home in that. It's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, and that's where my specialty lies, in mental preparation, physical preparation, knowing how to compete, and absolutely love it. So they go hand in hand. A lot of people wonder what skating and racing have in common. There's a lot of similarities between the two, and again, very fortunate that I can do it and hopefully make a career out of it.
Still one of the coolest guys around. Elvis Stojko, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You can catch Elvis as the Stars on Ice tour comes to Rogers Place on Friday, May 8th. Tickets are on sale. You can find them at starsonice.ca. All right, it's time for us to check in with Corey, who is live on location at Willow Park Wines and Spirits this morning. So, Corey, the holiday season is a time to show appreciation, and that's what they're going to be doing there this weekend.
That's right. Appreciation for their customers. Willow Park Wines and Spirits, still somewhat new, but they've been around now a little bit since the spring. Janice joins us this morning. Janice, how long has Willow Park Wines and Spirits been in Edmonton?
We had our VIP opening on April 1st and open to the public on April 2nd.
Okay, so Customer Appreciation Day, that's coming up this weekend. What can people expect?
On Saturday, we have 8 different vendors that will be in site doing customer tastings, and then we also have our current flyer, which is our first holiday flyer.
So what are some of the highlights of the tastings that people can come down and enjoy?
Oh, they get to circulate the whole store, and just about every corner you can stop and taste something that you might be interested in buying and learn a little bit more about the product from the people who sell it.
Okay, and the flyer, is this a flyer that comes out regularly, or are there going to be special things just for the customer appreciation?
We do a new flyer every Wednesday. This is our holiday flyer, so there is some extra giftware on it, some glassware, and yeah, and I think that's about it.
Okay, and yeah, so you're more than just wine and spirits here. You've got glassware, and if people are thinking for the holidays, a gift basket, you do that as well.
We do gift baskets in our Willow Park leather baskets, or we do wine crate boxes, and we can wrap them up any style.
Perfect. And are you open right up until the holidays pretty much?
We're open until Christmas Eve with special hours on Christmas Eve, closed Christmas Day, and then back to regular.
Back to regular. And again, this is this Saturday. What time do you guys open, and how long will it go for?
We're open at 10 on Saturday, 10 till 10, and the tasters will be here between 11 and noon. Or sorry, 11 and 5.
Perfect. So if you want to come down, maybe have a sample or two before you buy, that's this Saturday, Customer Appreciation down at Willow Park Wines and Spirits. And stick around as we go throughout the morning. We're going to be talking wine and spirits and getting ready for Christmas and New Year's. Right now, we are going to take a look at your forecast. As we look outside right now, it's a little bit on the chilly side, to say the least. Chilly, I should just say cold, because that's what it is, minus 23. But it feels closer to minus 33. As we take a look at temperatures across the province, minus 26 Fort McMurray, minus 19 Jasper. We talked yesterday how Jasper's temperature would drop off, and it has. Their wind chill value feeling like minus 27, Grand Prairie minus 37. Fort Chipewyan, the wind chill minus 40. Exposed skin can freeze in a matter of minutes. Even with a wind chill of around minus 32, exposed skin can freeze in about 5 to 10 minutes. Areas in northern Alberta, there is a cold warning in place. Wind chill values minus 40 and below in some areas. There was a blowing snow warning in place for areas closer to, but now has been dropped for some areas around Vegreville. It's still in place east of Red Deer, so blowing snow making reduced visibility and highway conditions very poor. The snow that we did see through the early morning hours has moved off. It's continuing to push out off into Saskatchewan, which is good for us. And behind there, we will see a little bit of clearing, some sun breaking through later this afternoon, and a high of minus 22. So we might gain a degree. That'll be about it, but it'll feel closer than minus 30 as we go throughout the day today.
All right, thank you, Corey. The United States has seized this sanctioned oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, according to President Donald Trump. The move sending oil prices higher, sharply escalating tensions between the two countries. When asked about what would happen with the oil, Trump said, "We keep it, I guess." The Venezuelan government is accusing the United States of blatant theft, describing the seizure as an act of international piracy. The United States has also already carried out several strikes against suspected drug vessels from Venezuela, raising concern from the country's lawmakers. And Canada's point man on U.S. trade negotiations says he has no reason to believe the Trump administration is preparing to tear up the current North American Free Trade Agreement. The agreement, known as CUSMA, is up for renewal next year. The president and other associates have suggested they may consider walking away from the pact. Canada's Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc says right now, based on his conversations with American officials, that is what they have in mind. LeBlanc says the Mexicans have a similar read on the situation and also believe the United States will review the agreement rather than just tear it up. Some travelers may soon be required to provide their social media handles when trying to get into the United States. The Trump administration has been increasing its monitoring of international travelers, and now Customs and Border Protection is considering collecting 5 years of social media data from certain people. This would apply to visitors from about 40 countries, most of them European and Asian, who are currently able to travel to the United States for tourism or business without visas for 3 months. U.S. Customs could also request a list of telephone numbers the person has used over the past 5 years or email addresses used over the past decade. They could also ask for extensive information from the applicant's family members. The public now has 60 days to comment on the proposed changes before going into effect.
Young Clement is a face you'll see often at the Edmonton Food Bank. He's there almost 5 days a week, sorting food hampers and working alongside other volunteers.
On Thursdays and Fridays, I go out with the truck drivers and we pick up food donations from different stores, or we drop off hampers to our various community food depots around the city.
The food bank says you'd be surprised at how many young people they see here at the warehouse.
They're building a lifestyle of philanthropy or giving back in the community, and it's a great opportunity for them to increase their social skills.
And Clement keeps coming back because he knows how many people have food insecurity. The Edmonton Food Bank relies on the volunteers.
Like, the food bank could not function without volunteers. If we didn't have volunteers, we couldn't exist. They're all awesome. It's been a great experience working with everyone here, and I enjoy it a lot.
Edmonton Kids Take Action. Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right, or it's free. Programming brought to you by A Very Merry Pops with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Morning, you beautiful city. It is 7:30 on the nose here on a Thursday morning. Hopefully you're off to a great start to your day. Today is going to be a tough one. It already is. It is cold. It is snowy. It is icy out there. The commute is a mess. We're going to have to get through this one together. It is one of those cohesive community days out there today, Kim. And being closer together also keeps us warm.
Exactly. You just got to be cozy together. It's Throwback Thursday. So get your hot coffee and play a game with us. Snuggle up. Backed by popular demand, it's the Sears Wish Book Guest of the Year on Remember That Thing. That's coming up in a few minutes. First, the news you need to start your day. Ken, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kim. Nearly 24 MLAs are now the subject of a recall petition, including one targeting the Premier herself. CTV's Nerman Issa joins us live with the latest on this morning. So, Nerman, what's Danielle Smith saying about this petition?
Well, Kent, Danielle Smith says she stands by her record as MLA for Brooks Medicine Hat. She also reiterated the process of recalling may be too easy for people, saying it is undermining the democratic process.
What it indicates is that the process is being abused. We've been watching this, thinking that this is not how it was intended.
The Premier is defending her track record after a woman living in the riding launched a recall petition against her last week. She says she's proud to represent her constituents in the legislature and that she regularly makes herself available to meet with them as well as host town halls across her riding. In total, 20 UCP MLAs and 1 NDP MLA are facing recall petitions. Now, when asked if the province would consider changing the legislation on the petition recalls, she said that's currently not in the works. However,
as I said, we are watching it with great interest to see if the rules are being followed. There's some indications that they're not being followed, and we'll have to make a determination once we see how they play out.
So organizers for the recall petitions have 90 days to gather signatures for the premiers. The constituent can start gathering those signatures today. And recall petitions were also recently approved for Nate Glubish and Rebecca Schultz. Kent?
Okay. Nerman, thank you. We were monitoring a fire as crews are battling flames in a North Edmonton house this morning. The bungalow on 111th Street and 135th Avenue is in the Roslyn neighborhood. Edmonton Fire Rescue says they were called to an abandoned house just after 4 this morning. When our camera arrived, smoke was visible and the home appeared to be encased in ice from all the water poured on the property. No injuries have been reported. Firefighters now say they are putting out hotspots while dealing with the frigid temperatures. Edmonton police are looking for an inmate who escaped from a minimum security facility. Correctional Services Canada says Charmaine Louis Cryer was missing during Tuesday afternoon's count at the Buffalo Safe Wellness House. Louis Cryer is serving time for kidnapping, forcible confinement, and assault. A warrant for her arrest has been issued. And a 34-year-old Leduc man has been charged with assault of a police officer after RCMP say he intentionally rammed an officer's SUV. RCMP releasing this video showing a pickup truck turning onto 50th Street in Leduc, and then moments later the truck ending up in the ditch with an RCMP cruiser. Mounties say the driver tried to run, but the officer managed to arrest him. RCMP say in the past 2 years, assaults on police officers have increased by 23% in Alberta. The mother of a trans adult says the passing of Bill 9 and use of the notwithstanding clause is a, quote, massive overreach.
My heart just drops for people who are going through this now, because when you're a parent who is seeking medical help for your child, you're going to go to the ends of the earth to find it. And there's just a very small category of transgender or non-binary youth in the whole province.
Early Wednesday morning, the UCP government passed Bill 9, confirming the government's intention to use the notwithstanding clause to protect 3 laws affecting transgender people. Those laws control names and pronouns in schools, ban transgender girls from participating in amateur female sports, and restrict gender reassignment and puberty blocker use for people under 16. This is the 4th time the provincial government has used the notwithstanding clause during this session. It will override sections of the charter for up to 5 years. A famed Canadian novelist who criticized Alberta's controversial ban on school library books was in Calgary last night for WordFest's 30th anniversary.
A memoir is what you can remember.
1,700 people there to hear Margaret Atwood speak at the Jack Singer Concert Hall. This is the final stop in her 3-city Canadian tour for her long-awaited memoir, Book of Lives. Atwood spoke out in the summer after her novel, The Handmaid's Tale, was yanked from Alberta schools because of the province's rules around sexual content. The government later revised the policy to allow classics to remain on the shelves. Atwood's tell it like it is attitude is what many say they love about the author.
But there's no one who's funnier, no one who's more original. And I dare you to tell Margaret Atwood she doesn't have more to say.
Atwood first attended the festival in 1996. Organizers say this is the biggest show in their history. Well, as the holiday travel season ramps up, people leaving the country reminded to be prepared for border crossings. Canadians headed south of the border for more than 30 days must now register with the U.S. government. If you don't do that, you could be penalized, fined, or prosecuted. You should also be prepared to show evidence of employment, residential, or educational ties to Canada. Border agents can also ask for proof that your trip is legitimate and you have enough money to cover your stay. A local travel agent says if you're just going for a short trip, you should be fine with just your passport.
When we relay that back to our clients that, I just came back from the U.S., it was very easy, just, be prepared for this, this, and this. I think it's been much less anxiety and less stress on the clients so that we've been able to give them.
Also new this holiday season, most Canadians traveling to the UK for less than 6 months must fill out an electronic travel authorization. It costs about $30 and are valid for 2 years. It was a historic night for women's hockey last night at Rogers Place, though it's something Team Canada will try to move on from quickly.
With Johnson LaRock, looking for a player, they score! Shelton drives the lane and Fillier taps it home. It's 1-0 Team Canada.
Despite taking a 1-0 lead to begin the game, the Canadian women were no match for their American opponents. In the third game of this rivalry series, the United States has won all 3 of the games so far. And for the first time ever, Canada gave up 10 goals against their longtime rival. The victory last night here in Edmonton clinches the trophy for the Americans. The 2 teams will play again here in Edmonton on Saturday.
Here's the view from the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. It's minus 23. With the wind, it is feeling even colder. So let's take a look at some of those wind chill values right now. Minus 23 in Stony Plain, feeling like minus 31. We're seeing the fairly similar temperature throughout the region, except Elk Island is minus 24. But the wind chill value is anywhere from minus 31 to minus 34. So exposed skin can freeze 5 to 10 minutes. So you want to make sure you're dressed appropriately for these conditions, especially for the little kids heading out this morning. As we take a look at your forecast for today, we might gain a degree. That'll be about it. Minus 22 for a high. With a bit of a breeze, it will still feel below minus 30. We might see a few breaks in the cloud, a little bit of sun coming through, but mostly cloudy as we go throughout the day today. Tomorrow, minus 27 to start. Wind chill in the morning tomorrow, minus 34. Chance of flurries as we go throughout Friday, minus 22 with the wind chill in the afternoon of minus 30. Minus 25 to start Saturday, and then minus 14 for a high, and then Sunday and Monday, warming, minus 10 and minus 3. I'll take a look at your 10-day forecast coming up in 15 minutes.
Thank you, Corey. That weather having a big impact on the drive this morning. That map is a mess. Collisions all over the place. Eastbound White Mud Drive just before Canal Bridge causing major delays to 178th Street as a result. Northbound Henday on the west side at the river crossing, there's a crash. Big time commuter route there. Same with northbound Gateway Boulevard QE2 just before Ellerslie Road. Eastbound 100 Ave near 184th Street. There's also a crash eastbound Yellowhead Trail near St. Albert Trail, which is a big time busy section of the city. And eastbound 23rd Avenue after McGrath Road, which is down into that valley there, going to back things up. It is really tough on the roads this morning. We're going to get through it together. Yeah. We have to get through it together. This is what brings us together as a community, days like today. And then we divide things with our holiday bracket. It is round 2 of our bracket, which means we're entering the final 8. Before that, though, we'll check in yesterday's matchup. The winner from yesterday was Feliz Navidad, winning by a mere 20 votes. A lot of spelling errors with Feliz Navidad, though, so probably is a little bit wider of a margin, but we wish you a Merry Christmas. No, It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
Gone.
Did they have to text in Feliz or Navidad? Which
Feliz.
one? Oh, okay.
Which made it, autocorrect made it Felix.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I gotta check that autocorrect.
I'm okay with the song that went through, though. That's a great song.
Me too.
It's a great song. All right, here's a look up of our matchup this morning. Going head-to-head is Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee and Sleigh Ride. Both jaunty little tunes. We talked about Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree before. It was a singer, Brenda Lee, who was 13 at the time. We haven't talked much about Johnny Marks, who wrote the song. He's just a legend. He had already written Holly Jolly Christmas. Yep. Banger right there. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He actually wrote all of the music for that movie.
Which is still alive in the bracket.
Yes, exactly. So I will always say Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree for me is my favorite tune ever for Christmas songs.
Really?
And then I think the reason why it hits more this year is because my son knows all of the lyrics to the song. Fun. And so, for me, it's like, oh, that's so cute, right?
That is
but you're going the other way.
I like Sleigh Ride because it's been the underdog. It upset Mariah Carey in the first round.
That's right, yeah.
So I wonder if it's got that underdog energy through this one, too. Because I think it could. Once again, is overmatched with Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. But we don't know.
We don't know.
It's up to you at home. So if you text ROCKIN to 10400, you will vote for Brenda Lee. And if you want to vote for Sleigh Ride, text SLEIGH to 10400. We're in the top 8 now. Things are heating up, but it is cold outside. We've got more on that coming up after the break.
Programming brought to you by Basement Systems Edmonton. Contact us today for all things basementy. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
4 times a year, a group of 100 men in St. Albert have been writing checks for $100 each. CTV's Merrick Takash finds out where that money goes.
A group of men from St. Albert are spreading some cheer ahead of the holidays.
We get together 4 times a year, 100 guys, and we bring in 3 charities that we think could use some help.
The 100 men call themselves a charitable social club with a goal to help smaller organizations.
When we hear from the 3 charities, the guys vote, pick one of the 3, and they all write a $100 check to the charity, and 100 guys and 100 checks gives the charity $10,000.
Making their pitches this time around, Sports Central, neutral ground, and adaptabilities.
It would be really nice to increase the operational capacity and efficiency of our bike shop. We're asking for some more powered stands for our volunteers.
We have literally 1 part-time employee and about 40 volunteers.
Together, you and adaptabilities can make a profound difference. So thank you very much for your time.
Near the end of the evening, votes are tabulated and a winner is selected.
The charity that you've selected to receive your contribution today is Neutral Ground.
Neutral Ground runs free events where people can connect over hobbies and activities.
I think it's amazing that organizations like this exist. I think it's the fact that they're prepared to give what they can give.
100 men just doing what they can to help. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, Corey is live on location this morning at Willow Park Wines and Spirits. And Corey, people may be gathering with friends and family over the next little while, and they would like to have a nice bottle to share. So you got some options, right?
Yeah, for sure. We've got a few bottles to share with you for different occasions as well. I'm joined by Tony, who's an expert on wines here at Willow Park Wine and Spirits. And why don't we start off with maybe some bubblies if we want to celebrate or have maybe a mimosa on Christmas morning. You've got a couple great options.
Yeah, so we've got the La Marca Prosecco, which is probably our top-selling Prosecco in the store.
Okay.
Great value bubbles, so if you want to mix it to make a mimosa or to make a spritz, you don't have to break the bank. It's very enjoyable on its own as well. So if you want a Christmas Day gift opening, you want to have a mimosa, or like a glass of bubbles, that would be perfect.
Perfect. And then maybe not doing the same with this one, though, but enjoying it as well, because this is a really nice bottle.
It is. So this is the True McCoy champagne, Mum Champagne. So it's perfect for celebration, maybe New Year's, or if you want to splurge a little bit for Christmas Day, that would be wonderful as well.
And then what if we're looking for something maybe for dinner or even a nice gift?
Well, this Chateau de la Gardine, Chateauneuf de Pape, which is from the southern Rhone Valley. It's a very famous wine. It dates back to the 1300s when the Pope actually moved. For about 70 years, the Pope moved from Rome to Avignon, France.
Wow, okay.
And so it actually has the coat of arms of the Pope on the bottle.
Wow, so a lot of history.
It's a lot of history. So it's a blend of Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvèdre. So it's rich, full-bodied, complex wine, nice vanilla notes, so it would be wonderful for a dinner.
Okay, and then the next option is for maybe for having a games night or just enjoying something with friends.
Yeah, this is the Domaine Anita Beaujolais Village, so it's made from the Gamay grape. So more medium-bodied, soft, juicy, very easy drinking.
Okay.
I would even recommend this to serve with Christmas turkey. It would be wonderful. So it's just nice and easy. It's a single vineyard, Beaujolais Village, which is a little unusual because usually it's sourced from many different areas, but this comes only from one single vineyard.
Okay, and then the last one, we've just got a short bit of time, but if you want to maybe enjoy something with someone special.
Yeah, this is the Awfully 10-year Tawny Port, so wonderful for cuddling by the fire, great with dark chocolate, nuts, maybe some blue cheese if you're a fan, or just cheddar, nice aged cheddar. So it's sweet. It's got nice caramelly, toffee, raisin notes, nutty notes as well. So it's wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tony. And if you want more information or to learn more about what can go with what, you can always come down to Willow Park Wines and Spirits.
Thank you, Corey. Well, still ahead, what year is this Sears Wish Book from? Here's a hint. It's not in the catalog, but it's the same year the Sony Walkman was introduced. You can guess along and remember that thing next.
Here is a look at your weekly snow report. Snow Valley staying consistent at the base at 60 centimeters. Lake Louise, their ski resort at 107 centimeters. And actually Banff and Jasper, both of the mountain parks, they're the warmest of the province, believe it or not, at the freezing mark. So actually might be a great time to go. Sunshine Village at 126 centimeters for this morning. And the weekly base over at Norquay at 38 centimeters.
Snow Report brought to you by Snow Valley Ski Club, now open for the season. Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Popular demand, it's the Sears Wish Book game. So I'm going to show you some pages of a catalog and you have to guess the year. A lot of people got it right on the text line when we were playing at the 6 o'clock mark. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Here's the cover, a very wholesome holiday scene. Dad's bringing in the tree to decorate. Yeah, you want to look closely. It's not real people, it's animated. Let's flip the page to ladies' fashion. High-waisted pants and thin belts were in. High-waisted pants, back in style over the last decade. I'm loving it. Covering my tummy up. So fashion making full circle comeback. These guys are styling, looking like the cast of Dallas, which was dominating Saturday nights at the time. Okay. This might be my favorite page, though, the old Sears Merry Mushroom collection. I still think they look amazing on the kitchen shelf. Vintage resellers are posting these for a pretty penny, by the way, these days, cool. Like very locally. Take a look at these cozy adult size quilt wraps. Ooh. On a day like today, you want to get comfy and cozy up in that. I love it. Snuggle up. And then you can strap on these groovy skates, head on over to the roller rink. I think this is really indicative of the decade, okay? So you think about that. Finally, what to buy for the kids. They could be ventriloquists with a Simon Says, or even Miss Piggy. By the way, she and the cast of the Muppets made their big screen debut this year. Isn't that so creepy? The clown
Look at the clown. Oh,
Why?
man.
Why? So we're actually going to give you a minute to text in at 10400 if you guys know what the year is. But let's get on over to Kent. What do you think the year is?
Okay, so I'm stuck between this late 70s and early 80s. The fashion looks 70s to me. I'm going to say 1976.
1976. You're so close, but it's not it.
That was my gut
1979.
instinct.
I know, because when you were saying, oh, it might be late 70s, early 80s, I'm like, he's getting it. He's got it. 1979.
That was what my gut was telling me.
Yeah, I should have gone with your gut. Big movie year, by the way. Apocalypse Now came out. Kramer versus Kramer. Alien, Mad Max, and SNL and ESPN. They both debuted in 1979. Maybe if I threw those clues in, you would have got it.
That would have helped.
It would have helped.
Would have gone a long way.
Would have helped. If you didn't get it, that's okay. You can play again next Thursday on Remember That Thing.
Your Morning Edmonton's Kitchen, provided by Trail Appliances and KitchenAid. School Day Forecast is brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
You're taking a live look outside right now. What you can't see is how cold it is. Just looks like a nice winter shot, but it is very cold right now. Temperature here in the city, we are sitting at minus 23, minus 25 Slave Lake, Fort McMurray minus 26, Fort Chipewyan minus 29. Jasper is at minus 19. We knew their temperature would finally drop off for today. And once you factor in the light wind, it is feeling cold there as well, feeling like minus 27. Our wind chill minus 32, minus 38 Slave Lake, and minus 44 Chipewyan. Northern areas of the province are under extreme cold warning. With wind chill values like that, exposed skin can freeze in a matter of minutes. So you really need to dress for the conditions today and the next couple of days. Here's your school day forecast brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Stronger schools equals a stronger Alberta. Minus 24 for the kids heading out, minus 23 at lunch, minus 22 for a high. And we should see a few breaks in the cloud for today, but it will remain cold and it will feel colder. The wind chill value minus 33. Minus 27 to start, minus 22 for a high. The wind chill minus 34 tomorrow morning, then minus 30 in the afternoon. Take a look at Monday. By Monday, we do warm up. Minus 3 for a high. As far as the extended forecast, though, more cold will settle in after that.
Milestones, brought to you by Coolman's Flower Shop. Colorful, fresh designs for any occasion.
All right, we're wishing Gianna a happy 8th birthday. Much love from Dad, Mom, and Sinead.
Check it out, everybody. This is my son, Leo. He turns 5 years old today. He's going to be having chocolate chip pancakes with his mom and his grandparents and our dog, Bo. Happy birthday, buddy. We love you very much.
I can't believe your kid is 5 years old. Wow, time flies. We are wishing Zoe a happy 12th birthday. Lots of love from Mom, Dad, and all of us here at Your Morning.
Submit your milestone at ctvedmonton.ca under Your Morning. You could win a $100 gift card to Coolman's Greenhouse, which we draw for every week.
Quick morning mystery gumshoes. Clue number 1, originally written as a breezy orchestral song by Leroy Anderson. Clue number 2, first recorded by the Boston Pops in 1949. In 1950, it was given lyrics that do not mention Christmas. The Ronettes. 1963 version popularized this. It is Sleigh Ride, which is up in our holiday song bracket. You can text Sleigh at 10400 if you want it to move on. The news you need to start your day begins right now. On Thursday, December 11th, a blast of cold and snow freezing the city this morning. Dangerously low temperatures that could last a few days. The commute has been especially tough today. And a jury finds a Beaumont man accused of killing his common-law wife guilty of second-degree murder. He could be facing life in prison.
The process is being abused.
My community is what counts. And if nobody speaks up, then there will be no change.
The Premier says Albertans are weaponizing legislation while constituents say they need to be heard. There are now 20 UCP MLAs facing a recall petition, including the Premier herself. Your morning starts right now. Just after 8 o'clock, welcome to your Thursday morning, Edmonton. The winter storm that we've been expecting has arrived with frigid wind ushering in a drop in temperature. The snow piling up overnight as well, a few centimeters hitting the ground. Plows have been out on the roads throughout the morning, and the snow is mostly tapered off, but that cold will hang around. With the wind chill, it feels like it's below -30 right now. Arctic air will hold pretty steady today. It is not getting significantly warmer. There's a risk of frostbite. There have been several collisions on the roads, particularly in West Edmonton. We will have more on your traffic report coming up in just a few minutes. If you see someone in trouble because of the cold today, you can call 211 to get them the help that they need. A local drama teacher has been charged with child luring and other abusive behavior involving one of his students. Dylan Roseychuk was arrested last week after an investigation by the Internet Child Exploitation Unit, also known as ICE. The 32-year-old taught at Hilwee Hamden School in Northwest Edmonton. It's a kindergarten to grade 9 school. He's charged with child luring, making explicit material available to a child, and having and sharing child sexual abuse material. Police say the abuse of a female student lasted for about 2 years.
Parents need to be talking to their kids, and if there is anything that stands out, if there is anything that kind of raises the hair on the back of your neck, that those parents should explore that.
A spokesperson for the Edmonton Public School Division says it is aware of the charges and that Roseychuk is not working at any schools or division buildings, adding, quote, to support students and staff. We have activated the division's Critical Incident Support Services team, which is a group of trained social workers and psychologists who offer schools support after incidents that affect the school community. A jury has found a Beaumont man guilty of second-degree murder in the death of his common-law wife, Teresa Oberle. Kenneth Skelly is facing a life sentence with a minimum of 10 years behind bars before he's eligible for parole. During closing arguments, the defense said there was a heated argument in the couple's garage in July of 2023, claiming Oberle was threatening to take Skelly's kids and take settlement money that was coming to him. The jury heard evidence that Skelly walked behind Oberle, grabbed a breaker bar, and hit her once in the back of the head. His lawyer says Skelly acted without thinking. The Crown painting a different picture, saying Skelly hated Oberle and wanted a life without her. The jury reached its verdict after roughly 6 hours of deliberation. No sentencing date has yet been set. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is the latest UCP member to be subject to a petition recall. One political scientist believes Danielle Smith is safe and sending a message to the party. However, CTV's Nerman Issa is following this story for us this morning. So, Nerman, what is that message?
Well, Kent, Dwayne Bratt believes the growing number of recall petitions is rattling the party. While the Premier has not rushed in to change the legislation, she's clearly unhappy with how it's being used.
What it indicates is that the process is being abused. All you need to do is have $500, hire a CFO, and write a 100-word reason why you are launching a petition, and you can launch a petition.
Danielle Smith is now one of 20 UCP MLAs on the recall petition list. There is one NDP MLA as well. The Premier is defending her record, saying she regularly makes herself available to meet with constituents and routinely hosts town halls across her riding. Now, Dwayne Bratt says the recall petition is being used as a source of protest.
This is a very good protest movement. The government has removed a lot of different ways for protesting, but they haven't removed this one, and that's why it's being used. And once one group saw it against one MLA, then they jump forward on another and another and another.
The woman behind the petition says she took this step because she believes Smith is not a good representative for the community and that she is hard to get a hold of. Heather Van Snick has 90 days starting today to collect a little over 12,000 signatures from those in the riding. So that accounts for 60% of the votes that Smith got in the last election. Now, Environment Minister Rebecca Schultz and Technology Minister Nate Glubish were the other two MLAs facing recall petitions this week. Kent.
Okay, Nerman, thank you. Well, Wednesday was the last day of the fall session. The UCP government passing the third reading of a controversial health bill allowing some doctors to work publicly and privately. The opposition NDP arguing there was little consultation. The health minister says otherwise.
The development of this legislation has been informed by input from healthcare professionals, system experts, and most importantly, the experiences and feedback of Albertans themselves.
Without any discussion with accrediting bodies, without any discussion with experts, the government puts forth this bill at the end of a short but busy legislative session.
The Honourable Mrs. Song.
The UCP passed the motion yesterday after limiting debate on Bill 11, known as the Health Statutes Act. The province says the dual system will cut down on wait times for surgeries and give people more options. The opposition NDP says it will not help the average Albertan. Friends of Medicare calls the passing of the bill the biggest threat to our single-payer universal Medicare system, not just for Albertans, but for all Canadians. Well, some travelers may soon be required to provide their social media handles when trying to get into the United States. The Trump administration increasing its monitoring of international travelers. Customs and Border Protection now considering collecting 5 years of social media data from visitors traveling without 3-month visas. This would apply to tourists from about 40 countries, most of them European and Asian. U.S. Customs could also ask for recently used telephone numbers and email addresses. They could also ask for extensive information from the applicant's family members. The public now has 60 days to comment on the proposed changes before they go into effect. A trio of Alberta ski hills have been designated the province's first all-season resorts. Castle, Fortress, and Nikiska in southern Alberta will get facility upgrades. The All-Season Resorts Act was first introduced last year. The province says converting the resorts to all-season use is estimated to create 24,000 new jobs. It's also expected to bring in roughly $4 billion in visitor spending over the next decade. Development is scheduled to begin next year.
We're expecting to also see hiking, mountain biking, zip lining, authentic indigenous opportunities as well.
10 other potential all-season sites have been identified by the province, their future dependent on the success of the 3 initial locations. As we bring Corey in for a look at the forecast, which is important, we got to get to this too. Just announced, Corey, Rock and Thunder Festival will be headlined by 3 Days Grace and Creed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Awesome. July 11th at the Exhibition Lands Racetrack. Tickets are available.
I think it's that sounds like a great concert. I think probably a little bit more
share your enthusiasm,
than mine, but I think it'll be good. It's definitely a throwback. The weather, we're throwing it back to last winter when it was super cold. It's very cold today, especially when you factor in the wind. Our high for today is only -22. Average seasonal high is -4, so well below that, but you factor in the wind and it feels much colder. So right now we're at -23. The wind is light, but it feels like -31. That's downtown. At the airport, -24, feeling like -31, and that wind chill will be present as we go throughout the day today. We might get a little bit more of a breeze here and there, so it will make it feel even colder. But then as we get into the afternoon, -22, but it will feel colder than -30. So with that said, exposed skin can freeze in 5 to 10 minutes. You need to make sure that you're just being very cautious when you're spending time outside. For tomorrow, -27 to start in the morning, feeling like -34, and then we could see some flurries, a 40% chance with a few breaks in the cloud. -22 for a high, feeling like -30. Then Saturday, another cold morning at -25, but a little bit warmer in the afternoon. Those temperatures are making -14 look quite nice. Sunday, Monday, even warmer. I will have those details, your 5 and 10 day forecast still to come.
All right, thank you very much, Corey. A few Amazon packages will soon arrive at homes in the Edmonton area with a little something extra from Oilers forward Zach Hyman. So Hyman surprised workers at the Amazon facility yesterday afternoon, just south of Edmonton. He took questions from employees, signed some Oilers merch, and helped do a little packing. He also put his signature on some of those boxes heading out for delivery. So Hyman says he enjoyed his time there, but he'll stick to hockey.
With my wrist injury, I don't think I would be a great help here. It's a lot of packaging and it's a lot of hard work. It's pretty amazing the amount of work that goes into this and how incredible the people that work here are.
So definitely sticking with the day job, right?
Yeah, hockey's probably easier. And
Hyman says it was great to see all the work that goes on in the facility. He also presented a donation to 2 local charities, Edmonton's Food Bank and Adaptabilities. Well, it's that festive time again. We're celebrating with our Holiday Cheer House of the Year contest. Just send us a picture of your outdoor holiday display and you could win $500 cash. Enter now at ctvedmonton.ca. You can also follow the QR code on the screen. A huge shout out to Christopher Reinhardt, who lives in Camrose and sent us his display. It is amazing because not only is the front great, you walk through the ornament there on your left-hand side and you get to see his amazing backyard, which he has multiple light displays spread around. And he invites you to come in to check it out. He even shoveled a pathway for you so you can get up close and take pictures with his amazing displays. If you want his exact address, you can text us right now at 10400. You know what, Kent? We need a little bit of cheer because traffic has been just awful. I would say probably one of the worst days in traffic we've had in the last month or so since the snow came.
For sure in recent memory. Yeah, let's get to it so people know what's going on. Look at that long list of collisions. So we'll get through that as quick as we can here. New one is southbound Henday on the east side after Yellowhead on-ramp. There's also a crash eastbound White Mud Drive before Canal Bridge. That's causing big time delays to the Henday at this point. Northbound Henday on the west side at the river crossing, major delays as a result. Gateway Boulevard, QE2 before Ellerslie Road. Eastbound 100 Ave near 184th Street. Eastbound Yellowhead Trail near St. Albert Trail, which is also a really busy section of the city. Eastbound 23rd Avenue after McGrath Road. You can see on the map how paralyzing the commute is right now. It is slow out there. You need to take your time, be safe. On top of all of that, it is cold, so being stuck on the roads is an issue. Make sure that you're topped up with your fuel and you have those emergency kits just in case, because it's the kind of day today where you're just not sure what's going to happen on the roads out there.
All right, thank you very much, Kent. Yikes, yeah, it's just take caution, everybody. Give yourself extra time if you need to. We have Edmonton's gas prices before we head into commercial break here. So the average cost is around $1.15 per liter around town. But you can still get cheap gas at several locations around the city, including the Domo on Princess Elizabeth Avenue, which is just below $1 per liter.
Gas prices brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Programming brought to you by A Very Merry Pops with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Standout gifts for her feel indulgent, thoughtful, and add a little joy to an everyday routine. Lifestyle expert Michelle Jobin is here to share some of her favorites, from results-driven skincare to cozy little extras. Good morning, Michelle. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Kim. Great to see you as well. And, you know, it is, it's cold. Traffic is bad. We want to have great gifts, but we want to make it easy for ourselves to shop as well, right?
Absolutely. So starting off, what do you suggest if we'd like to give her the gift of elevated skincare?
Yeah, this is a great one because we always like to buy gifts sometimes that are going to be useful, but maybe something someone might not splurge on themselves right away. And Elizabeth Arden Hyaluronic Acid Plus Peptides Ceramides Capsules. It's a classic, but also totally innovative as well. It's these tiny little capsules that are an absolute wonder because they do pack everything that we need for our skin, especially at this time of the year. So we get deep, targeted hydration. The hyaluronic acid in these capsules absorbs into your skin 4 times better than traditional formulas. And that combo with the peptides just gives you that smooth, radiant, plump-looking skin, which is wonderful at any age, of course. And that is something that we all can use. Each capsule, not just cute, but also genius because it's the perfect dose. And you know when you open it, it's going to be fresh, potent, and pure. So it's really a little wonder. Great to put in the stocking or under the tree. Great for a gift for so many people in our life. And it's available at Elizabeth Arden counters nationwide or Shoppers Drug Mart.
Excellent. Sounds like a treat for the skin. So what's a beauty must-have she'll use every day?
Well, this is a great one, especially for anyone that's into heat styling. And I'm thinking it's also holiday party season. Maybe a lot of us have Secret Santa gifts to give for coworkers or friends. This is a great one. OGX Bond Protein Repair is really amazing, especially their Heat Protect Spray. There is a wider line that has shampoo, conditioner, pre-shampoo, and a serum. But what this does is protect the hair with a really super fine micro mist that has a very even application, no weigh down, no greasiness, but just heat protection up to 270 degrees Celsius. What also along with that Bond Protein Repair that helps to strengthen and smooth the hair from inside and out. So it is an absolute must for heat styling, keeps your hair looking healthy, and it's a really great accessibly priced gift that's very thoughtful and useful, available at Shoppers Drug Mart.
And finally, Michelle, what ideas do you have for a cozy everyday treat?
The cozy everyday treat is a must for holidays, and I love Giant Tiger for this because they're that one-stop holiday shop without breaking the budget. They've got all the essentials, including those fun holiday cozy PJs. Definitely need those when it's cold outside like this. Under the tree, a perfect gift. Little accessories, fun slippers, and then really on-trend beauty picks that I absolutely love for all ages that are great little stocking stuffers, accessories, decor, and really well-known branded toys like Barbie, Play-Doh, and also Hot Wheels, but at really great prices. So you can find them in store at Giant Tiger or at gianttiger.com, and you can stick to your holiday budget.
Awesome. Michelle, we always love your ideas. Happy holidays and stay warm.
Happy holidays to you as well. Stay warm for sure.
For more lifestyle ideas, you can follow Michelle on Instagram at michelle.jobin.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
You are taking a live look through the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace fixed right or it's free. It's -3. It feels colder though. Let's take a look at some other temperatures. We have -26 in Slave Lake, Fort McMurray as well, and then -29 up in Fort Chipewyan. Let's factor in the winds. They are light, but not taking much with those temperatures to make it feel a lot colder. Fort Chipewyan, the wind chill value -40. Fort McMurray -34. For us here in Edmonton, our wind chill is -31. So with that said, it doesn't take long to experience things like frostbite. Exposed skin can freeze in around 10 minutes in these conditions. In far reaches of the northern parts of the province in a matter of minutes, where wind chill values are around -40. And that's the case. Cold weather warning for areas in northern Alberta. Wind chill values around -40. We do have a blowing snow warning southeast and east of the city. Those areas, blowing snow, reduced visibility, and poor road conditions. With that said, we are also seeing very poor road conditions here in the city. The snow that passed through is blowing around and just making for some very treacherous conditions. Most of that snow continuing to push off to the east, southeast. For us here in Edmonton, we may see a few breaks in the cloud as we go throughout the day, but a lot of the cloud will be sticking around. -22 for a high, but it will feel colder than -30 as we go throughout the day today. Well, I'm down at Willow Park Wines and Spirits, and we've been talking about wine. Now we're going to talk about spirits. We've got Eldon with us this morning, and maybe people want to do something a little bit different as a gift, or maybe to bring on their own cheer. You've got some really good ideas for us this morning. I like this first one.
Yeah, this is Torres 20-year-old brandy.
Okay.
This is Torres is a lovely Spanish institution.
Okay.
They produce a lot of products. This has some great Christmas notes to it because 'tis the season. So you've got a little vanilla, a little nutmeg, a little cinnamon.
Oh, nice.
Perfect for a simple sipper.
So that just for sipping, and would you do it chilled?
You could if you like. Typically brandy room temp.
Room temperature?
Yeah,
okay.
you could warm it up too.
And this bottle is fantastic as well because you can use it as a decanter.
Yeah, it does double as a decanter.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
You have a couple really cool options here for cocktails as well.
Yeah, so we'll start with like a really chill, easy highball, which is Spice Box Spiced Whiskey. This is made in Montreal.
Really?
Which is fantastic. And you can throw that with some ice in a glass, top it off with some ginger ale or some ginger beer. You've got a really easy drinker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you've got the Appleton Estate. Very classic. It's a good route.
Appleton is excellent. This slight take on a rum Rudolph cocktail. So this one, it's a little bit of work to do the garnish, but it makes sense in the end. So you can do about 4 or 5 ounces of rum in a highball glass. Top that with some cherry cola. And then for your garnish, you do a couple sprigs of rosemary in the top of a cherry and toothpick that on top, and it looks like a little Rudolph.
Awesome. Okay, that sounds good. And the great thing about these as well is these sodas are Alberta made.
Yeah, Canmore, Grizzly Pop Brewing.
Very cool. And if you want more great ideas for making cocktails or to find a really nice gift for someone at Christmas, you can come down to Willow Park Wines and Spirits and stick around. We've got some top 2025 picks coming up if you want to maybe take something special onto one of your Christmas parties. I've got that coming up next time we chat.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. We are taking a trip to Utah for this one. It is the Panthers and Mammoth. Nick Schmaltz leads the 2-on-1, finds Clayton Keller, robbed by the glove of Sergei Bobrovsky. Keller eyeing the open net, but Bobrovsky finds a way to get in front of the shot and makes an incredible save. That right there, definitely worthy of your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we're kicking off Week 15 in the NFL. You got an NFC South battle between the Falcons and Bucks. Coverage beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a tremendous Thursday.
TSN Must-See Moment, brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Your Morning Edmonton's Kitchen, provided by Trail Appliances and KitchenAid.
It is 8:30 here on a Thursday. Hopefully you're off to a great start to your day. It has been a tough one out there on the roads and with the temperatures. We've got everything covered for you that you need to know as you head out the door this morning, or maybe stay inside. That's coming up in the next little bit. What else is coming up, Kim?
Yeah, so we'll have your traffic update for sure, but also women's hockey has taken over the city with this week's rivalry series between Canada and Team USA. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll have more on what the series means for the players and the young fans watching. Kent, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Well, the Albertan behind Danielle Smith's recall petition says she's just trying to get some accountability out of the Premier's office. Danielle Smith says she's the latest in the slew of UCP MLAs on a recall petition list. Nairman Issa joins us live with the latest on this morning. So, Nairman, what's the biggest motivation behind this woman from Medicine Hat's move against the Premier?
Well, Kent, Heather Van Snook says she was tired of the Premier not being a member of the community. She believes many people in the riding are struggling with the high cost of living, and the Premier is not there to listen and help.
The office is never open when I walk by, and I'm hearing other people complain that they can't get a hold of her. She doesn't live in our riding. She doesn't make an effort to reach out to the experts that we have that live there.
Danielle Smith is now one of 20 UCP MLAs on the recall petition list. There is one NDP MLA as well. The Premier is defending her record, saying she regularly makes herself available to meet with constituents and routinely hosts town halls across her riding. She believes the recall petitions are being abused.
I'm hearing a lot of frustration from Albertans that they're making a mockery of what should be a very important mechanism to address elected officials who genuinely aren't doing their job or who have misbehaved in a certain way. And that doesn't apply to any of my MLAs. They're doing great work.
I've obviously started something here. And no matter what happens, our community is already winning. They already are coming together. They're already building a sense of hope within each other.
Heather Van Snook has 90 days to collect just over 12,000 signatures in her riding for this to go to the next steps. So that is 60% of the votes that Smith got that were cast in the recent election. Kent.
Okay. Devin, thank you. Happening right now, Alberta First Nations leaders are in Ottawa outlining their opposition to the pipeline agreement between the province and the federal government. Treaty 8 First Nation leaders from Alberta expressing opposition to the pipeline MOU signed between Premier Daniel Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney in late November. Coastal Indigenous leaders from BC have already expressed opposition to this agreement. Alberta's Indigenous leaders are demanding both levels of government pause things until they can give their consent, calling the MOU unacceptable because it was signed without engagement from Treaty 8 First Nations. Well, firefighters battled both fire and ice in North Edmonton this morning. The bungalow on 111th Street and 135th Avenue in the Rossland neighborhood going up in flames. Edmonton Fire Rescue says it responded to the abandoned house at about 4 this morning. When our cameras arrived, smoke was visible and the home was encased in ice from all the water poured on the property. No injuries have been reported. Firefighters are now trying to put out hot spots. A 34-year-old Leduc man has been charged with assault of a police officer after RCMP say he intentionally rammed an officer's SUV. RCMP releasing this video showing in pickup truck turning onto 50th Street in Leduc, and moments later, the truck ended up in the ditch with an RCMP cruiser. Mounties say the driver tried to run, but the officer managed to arrest him. RCMP say in the past 2 years, assaults on police have increased by 23% in Alberta. As holiday travel ramps up, people leaving the country reminded to prepare for border crossings. Canadians headed to the United States for more than 30 days must now register with the American government. If you do not do that, you could be penalized, fined, or prosecuted. You could also be prepared to show evidence of employment, residential, or educational ties to Canada. Border agents can also ask for proof that your trip is legitimate and that you have enough money to cover your stay. A local travel agent says if you're just going for a short trip, though, you should be fine with just your passport.
When we relay that back to our clients that, I just came back from the U.S., it was very easy, just, be prepared for this, this, and this. I think it's been much less anxiety and less stress on the clients so that we've been able to give them.
Also new this holiday season, most Canadians traveling to the UK for less than 6 months must fill out an electronic travel authorization. It can cost you about $30 and is valid for 2 years.
Right now, you're taking a live look through the River Valley Skycam. It looks like traffic there on Saskatchewan Drive is lighter, which is good. Maybe if you can stick in a little bit longer at home today. The roads have not been good, so give yourself some extra time to get where you need to go today. It is minus 24 out in Stony Plain, minus 24 at the airport, minus 23 at the Blatchford Station. The wind chill value is anywhere from minus 32 to minus 30. With that, you're susceptible to things like frostbite if you're not dressed for the conditions. And that'll be the case throughout the day today. Minus 22 for a high. We might see a little bit of sun break through here and there, but we'll still see a lot of cloud, and it'll feel colder than minus 30 throughout the day. Tomorrow morning, minus 27 to start. The wind chill in the morning will be even lower, minus 34. Into the afternoon, minus 22 with the wind chill of minus 30. A slight chance of flurries tomorrow. Saturday, minus 25 to start, minus 14 for a high. That'll feel nice. But even feeling nicer than that will be Sunday and Monday, minus 10 and minus 3. And then as we go throughout next week, we aren't done with the extreme cold. There's more coming our way. I will have those details, your 10-day forecast coming up in 15 minutes. Well, we're talking about some special picks right now for 2025 that maybe would be great to end the year off with or take to a party. We're going to start off with Tony. And what are some of your picks for 2025, some special wines?
Well, what first read was the Al Paso, which is from Tuscany, from Italy. So it's a blend of Sangiovese, Cabernet, and Merlot. So what we call the Super Tuscan blend. So nice, full-bodied, rich, wonderful pair with meats, of course. It has a little bit of a Canadian connection. The owner who's passed away did come to Winnipeg, started a trucking company, made his fortune, and went back and opened up a winery in Tuscany.
That's a cool history. Okay, and our second wine is Oregon?
No, this is from South Africa. So this is the Waterkloof Cinsault. So it's a pretty cool, they call it seriously cool, so suggests to serve it a little bit on the cool side.
Okay.
It's very floral, soft. Reminds me a little bit of a Pinot Noir, so you can kind of almost treat it that way. Would be great with turkey, salmon, duck, pork as well. So it's kind of one of my favorites, and it's kind of an oddball grape that is used a lot to make rosés in the south of France.
And the last is a Spanish red.
It is. This is the Losada from the Bierzo region, which is northwestern Spain, has more of an Atlantic influence. So think a little bit more Cabernet Franc-ish.
Okay.
It's got some nice sort of graphite notes, black fruit. So it's a really cool grape, a nice change from Tempranillo, which is the most famous Spanish grape.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tony. Now, Eldon, you've got some great picks for us. Why don't we start off with this bottle here?
Of course, yeah. This is Signal Hill. This is actually distilled primarily in Newfoundland. It's got a 95% corn and a 5% barley. So you're looking at basically a Canadian bourbon.
Cool. Now, this next one is really exciting and cool.
This is a very curious oddity. This is Chiquachita. It's a peanut butter agave spirit made with a peanut butter extract oil, essentially. So it's allergen-free, but killer in a hot chocolate.
Perfect. And then our last one, about 10 seconds we've got for that.
Yeah, Superflex. This is a Vancouver beer. This is probably my favorite IPA that we sell here. It's a West Coast style IPA, 6.5%. You can't go wrong with a 4-pack.
Perfect. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. And yeah, if you want any great Christmas ideas or something to ring in the new year, you can always come down to Willow Park Wines and Spirits.
Thank you, Corey. Let's take a look at your drive as we finish up the morning commute, and it has been a really tough day on the roads and will continue to be a tough day on the roads. This is a new crash eastbound Sask Drive near 111th Street. This is University Campus. We also have a crash southbound Henday on the east side after the Yellowhead on-ramp. Eastbound White Mud Drive before Canal Bridge, causing major delays. Not as far backed up now than it was earlier, but still to 178th Street. Northbound Henday west at the river crossing, northbound Gateway Boulevard, QE2 before Ellerslie, eastbound Yellowhead Trail near St. Albert Trail. So major commuter routes are really jammed up because it's snowy, it is cold, it is icy, and there are several collisions out there. So do take care and take time to get where you need to go safely today.
Merry Christmas, everybody. My name's McCord. This is Kim. This is the Ram Street Team. And this time of year, everyone's got a song they love that makes them think about Christmas when they were a kid. But we've all got a Christmas song that we don't like so much, right?
Yeah. Nobody's going to blame you if you say the hippopotamus song, like nobody likes that one.
I don't like that Santa got run over by a reindeer. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I don't want Santa to be violent.
Yeah, violent. I don't love that. Hey, watch to the end of the video to find out how you can win the ultimate Christmas prize pack.
Let's go talk to some people. Come on. What's your least favorite Christmas song?
There's a few. I'm a bit of a Grinch, but like the Mariah Carey one that starts with like "It's Time," can't stand it.
Probably the Grinch.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Creepy. Little creepy for Christmas.
That's a hard one. I will say Jingle Bells though.
Whoa, a classic. Why don't you like that one?
It's too cliche for me.
Jingle Bell Rock, I'm gonna be honest. My least favorite would be I'll Be Home for Christmas because people are not home for people, they're here for gifts. At least I am.
Probably the one about the hippo. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
I called it.
You did. You were right.
Nobody blames you for hating that.
None
That's
whatsoever,
a dumb
man.
song.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Another one for Jingle Bells.
All I Want for Christmas is You. I hate that song every year. Every year. I hate it. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
That was a swear.
I have a loathing for Jingle Bells.
Ooh, another one.
It's a rough day for Jingle Bells on campus right now, eh?
Feliz Navidad.
Well.
Only because I'm Latina and I'm always always sing that song.
Can you sing like a little bit of it for us, please? Just like a couple of lines.
Feliz Navidad. Espero año y felicidad.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you. Hey, I'm the last one singing. That was. Well, Kim, if we learned one thing today, it's that people really don't like Jingle Bells.
I know, that was a surprise to me. It is repetitive, though.
Yeah,
but
it is, yeah.
If you don't like that song or you have a least favorite Christmas song, comment below on what it is wherever you find the video for your chance to win the ultimate Christmas prize pack.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
Wake up with Your Morning Edmonton. Brought to you by CIR Realty. Making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
Well, the holidays are a time for celebrating with family and friends, but that also means a greater risk of house fires. Kidda fire safety educator Nicholas Caldereri joins us with important advice to protect your home and your loved ones. Good morning, Nicholas.
Hi, Kim. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about alarms. Why are they so important?
Well, they're so important because a working smoke alarm can double your chances of safely escaping a house fire. Now, you want to install them on every level of your home, including the basement, outside of sleeping areas, and inside every bedroom. We recommend getting ones with a 10-year sealed-in battery, so you don't have to worry about changing the batteries throughout the year. You can also have a AA powered alarm, which is what many people have at home, and you have to change the batteries at least twice a year if you have that. What many people don't know is that you have to replace the whole alarm. So you got to check the date on the back of the alarm and add 7 to 10 years to that date, which is when they usually expire. And if it's starting to turn yellow, well, it's probably time to get a new alarm.
Great tips. And Nicholas, if we're getting a real tree for the holidays, are there do's and don'ts we should be aware of?
Yes, there are. I see you have some trees behind you. Are those real or fake?
They're absolutely fake.
Well, I'm in the same boat as you. As you can see behind me, I have a fake tree.
Yeah.
If you have a real tree at home, however, you need to be watering it daily as it can become highly flammable when dry. You also don't want to place it blocking any doorways or exit and at least 1 meter away from fireplaces or candles, or better yet, get battery operated candles. You don't have to pay as much attention to them, and they're much less of a fire hazard. And there you see the video, it's burning so quickly. Decades ago, we had 17 minutes to escape a house fire. That's now down to 2 minutes or less because of the synthetic materials that our newer buildings are built with.
Yikes, that's really scary. Do you have any other important tips for celebrating safely over the holidays?
Yeah, absolutely. The number one thing people should know is that cooking is the number one cause of house fires. Now, we've all burnt a chicken in our day, at least I have, but it's really important that you pay attention to your cooking. Do not leave it unattended. We recommend having a fire extinguisher nearby, like I have over there, for any emergencies, and don't leave any dishcloths or oven mitts near burners, as that can become highly flammable. But I really want everyone to check out our new augmented reality tool. It's called Prepare, Plan, Practice. And what it does is that it simulates what a house fire would look like in your home through your phone camera. It also tells you various hotspots to be aware of in your home and helps you practice a fire escape plan against a 2-minute timer, really gamifying that fire safety learning experience. It's free to use, no download required. It's a web-based tool, so all you have to do to check it out is go to causeforalarm.org/Canada on your mobile device or tablet.
Wow, augmented reality, such a useful tool. Nicholas, thank you so much for all your tips this morning.
Thank you, Kim.
Happy holidays. For more fire safety tips, you can visit kiddacanada.com. Well, still ahead, a rivalry rekindled. Canada's women's hockey team collides with the U.S. in our city.
That's what we all dream about as little kids, playing on home soil with our Canadian fans cheering us on against the U.S. and
how the rivalry is inspiring future players. Let's take a look at your weekly snow report. It is consistent at the base of Snow Valley. Right now, reporting 60 centimeters. The mountain parts, they're actually the warmer spots in the province as we go through this really deep freeze here. They're experiencing close to freezing, which is good. 107 centimeters over in Lake Louise. Sunshine Village, 126 centimeters at the base, and Nikiska reporting 64 centimeters for this Thursday morning.
Snow Report brought to you by Snow Valley Ski Club, now open for the season. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're taking a live look through the River Valley Skycam as we look at downtown Edmonton. Still a lot of cloud, but there are a few breaks in that cloud. We will see a little bit of sun breakthrough today, but a lot of the clouds still sticking around. Temperature for today, minus 22. It'll feel at times as cold as minus 33 with the wind. Tomorrow, minus 27 to start, minus 34 with the wind chill in the morning and a chance of flurries, minus 22 for a high, but feeling closer to minus 30. So today and tomorrow, a couple of the coldest days. Saturday morning, minus 25, and then minus 14 for a high. That sounds actually pretty decent after today and tomorrow. But by Monday, minus 3 with lots of sun. We're not done with the cold after that. Temperatures do fall off once again. We've got more negative 20s in the extended 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Corey. It was a historic night for women's hockey at Rogers Place last night, though. A history that Team Canada will try to move on from quickly.
With shots from the rock. Looking for a play. They score! Shelton drives the lane, and Fillier taps it home. It's 1-0 Team Canada.
Despite taking a 1-0 lead to begin the game, the Canadian women could not find a match for their American opponents in Game 3 of the rivalry series. The United States winning the first 3 games now. And for the first time ever, Canada gave up 10 goals against their longtime rival. The victory clinching the trophy for the Americans. The two teams will be playing here in Edmonton again. That game is coming up on Saturday. And no matter the score, this is a tremendous showcase of the women's game. CTV's Evan Kenny has more on what this series means for the players and for the young fans in attendance.
Canada is back on home ice, hosting the top women's hockey players from the United States at Rogers Place. The rivalry series is one of the players' last chances to impress their coaches and crack the roster that will head to the Olympics in February.
It's still a mix. You're looking to improve on, obviously, not satisfied with our performance in our last couple games, but there's still a selection process here that we're focused on.
Those last performances, 6-1 and 4-1 losses, came on American soil in November. Now Team Canada wants to even the series in front of their fans.
That's what we all dream about as little kids, playing on home soil with our Canadian fans cheering us on against the U.S. And obviously wasn't the start of the rivalry series that we wanted, so to be able to be back here, another opportunity, another chance to win some hockey games.
Some of those fans are coming from 20 female hockey associations from across the province. Sherwood Park's U18 team was watching practice.
I hope to see a big win out of this game tonight. Yeah, our whole team is going to come to the game, so super exciting.
It's been really cool be able to watch these girls, all of the girls that we've grown up idolizing.
It's been nearly a decade since the national women's team played in Edmonton. Hockey Alberta says nearly 4,000 female players have joined the game since then.
It's become an expectation that this is going to grow. We've seen it from our membership with Hockey Alberta, where they're demanding that it grow, and we're right along with them.
We hope to see fans in the stands, little girls, little boys come in and cheer us on, and you can see it's a movement. We're all in this together, and we keep pushing it.
Those fans will be cheering tonight and Saturday night at Rogers Place. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Didn't go their way last night at Rogers Place, but Saturday's another match.
Yeah, and nothing like a good rivalry to really spark passion in everyone, not just females, but males too. Everybody get on board.
For sure. Wishing Team Canada the best, and all of you the best throughout the day today, because it is a tough one out there. We'll get through it together, though.
Be careful, everyone.
Absolutely. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.